Hey Chloe, how's my favorite granddaughter doing today? Did you finish up putting away all your stuff yet?
Hey, Grandma. I'm doing great. Nope, there are still cardboard boxes all over the house.
I see. A little way to go yet then. How are your mom and dad doing?
They're doing good, but Dad said his back hurts.
Oh, that's a shame.
He said he strained it while we were moving houses.
I see. He's not as young as he used to be. I'm sure he'll be as right as rain after some rest. How's life in New York? You already started at your new school, right?
Yup, I sure did. I love it here. I already made a bunch of new friends.
I'm so pleased to hear that, sweetie.
My new school's amazing. It has over 3 times as many students as my last one.
Wow, 3 times? I guess that's city life for you. There, then up here in Alaska.
But wow, Grandma, the weather here is way different to what I'm used to. I thought winter was supposed to be cold. Mom said it's 7 degrees today. It feels so weird not wearing a huge thick coat in December.
7 degrees isn't what most people would consider warm. But I guess it is compared to what you're used to. You're lucky. I'm here, showering snow off the driveway. I can barely see my car anymore.
Is it snowing there now?
Like you wouldn't believe. I've never seen a blizzard like this. It said record snowfall this year on the news. Things aren't easy for us over here right now. I'm pleased you escaped to New York before it hit us.
I still want to come back home to Alaska sometimes though, Grandma. I want to see my friends from my old school again too. It gets really, really hot in New York in the summer, right? I'm not good with heat.
At least a lot hotter than what you're used to in Alaska, that's for sure. It does warm up slightly here for a time in the summer, but it's over before you know it.
Wait, do you mean it never cools down here? That's not good.
Don't worry, darling. I think it gets colder than 7 degrees. You probably just need some time to adjust to the new climate. There's a lot of fun stuff to do in New York. I hope you enjoy your new life in the big city.
Yeah, New York's amazing. Everyone's super fashionable. There's some girls in my class who looks like models. Apparently, there are even some girls at the school who are actually models for real.
Wow, even the kids are fashionable over there? Who knows, maybe you'll get scouted walking around the city.
Plus, all my friends' moms are so beautiful. A lot of them said they live in apartments, but the apartment buildings here are huge. I've never seen anything like it. Apparently, they're called high-rise apartments.
Wow, you're lucky getting to see those. I've only ever seen them on TV.
Doesn't Alaska have any?
It's not that we don't have any, but nowhere near as many as New York. Besides, they're probably only in the cities. And your grandma's always been a small town girl who doesn't get out much.
I feel like everyone I see around town is fashionable. It's like I'm in a different country. Mom said she had to revamp her wardrobe because she was worried she'd stand out too much. She went out to buy some new clothes earlier. She said she'd feel awkward coming to my parents' evenings in her old clothes surrounded by all those gorgeous moms, haha.
It sounds like your mom is already turning into a city girl. She's gorgeous enough already, though. I'm almost scared to imagine how stunning she'll be after her makeover. The boys will be fighting over her.
I bet Dad will really like it too.
You bet. It sounds like you're all adjusting to your new life just swimmingly. I'm pleased to hear it. You might find things tough at first, but there's nothing you can't overcome if the three of you work together as a family. Make sure you help your mom and dad out if they ever seem like they're struggling, okay?
I sure will. You should come see us here in New York sometimes, Grandma. I want to show you our new house.
I think I might just take you up on that offer sometime, sweetie. When I do, I want you to introduce me to all your new friends. Send my love to your mom and dad for me.
Okay. Bye, Grandma.
Chloe, are you still awake, darling?
Yes, I'm awake.
Sorry to message you at this time. Were you getting ready for bed?
Nope, I was reading my magazines. It's only 8 p.m.
I just thought I'd message to see how you're doing, sweetie. You haven't been in touch much lately, and I was starting to worry about you. Have you been busy?
Not really.
Oh, I see. How's school? Are you still enjoying it?
Yeah, it's fun.
I heard it snowed a bit in New York this last week. I saw it on the news. Apparently, there was so much snowfall the trains even got cancelled. It looks like people are having a really tough time of it.
Sure, it did snow where we are, but it melted straight away. The snow here is nothing like in Alaska. I don't see what all the fuss is about. I don't think they could cope if it snowed here like it does back home. Are you doing okay, Grandma?
Yep, I'm fine. Thanks, sweetie, just like always.
How are things in Alaska?
Oh, you know, the usual. Cold and snowy.
I guess that's just how things is up there.
Right. It wouldn't be Alaska without the snow. Are you used to life in the Big Apple yet? How are your mom and dad doing these days?
They both seem super busy.
Really? Busier than they were here in Alaska?
They're hardly ever at home.
You mean they leave you in charge of watching the house all by your own? That's amazing, dear. They clearly have a lot of trust in you.
Yeah, sometimes I watch the house. Sometimes go to daycare. But I like watching the house more. It's easy peasy. I'm going to middle school next year.
I know. Isn't it amazing? It still surprises me every time I think about it. When did you grow up so fast? I don't know where all the time went. I tell you what, I'll send you a congratulations present in the spring. Let me know if there's anything you want.
Okay, will do. Let me think about it for a while.
Will you be joining any after-school clubs when you go up to the middle school? Are there any sports or activities you'd like to do?
I don't know yet.
Oh, you don't know?
Nope.
Chloe, is everything okay?
What do you mean?
You don't seem yourself. You're usually so much more talkative. Are you sleepy? Sorry if I'm keeping you up, sweetie.
Nope, I'm not sleepy at all. Grandma, won't you come and see me?
In New York?
Yes. I want you to come and play with me. Could you come for a week or two? Maybe even longer if you can.
Aw, are you missing me, dear?
Duh, I didn't get to see you at New Year's. I wanted to come home to Alaska to celebrate.
I know that, sweetie, but your mom caught that terrible cold and we had to cancel. I know it's a shame you couldn't make it back, but there was nothing that could be done. It's not like you and your dad could come and leave your poor mom all on her own poorly in bed.
Grandma, there's something I need to tell you.
What?
Hey, Cordelia. Long time no speak. It's Daphne.
Oh, hello, Daphne. Long time indeed. It's great to hear from you. How have you been?
I'm good, thanks.
Where did Chloe go?
Oh, don't mind her. She fell asleep when she was messaging you. She was really tired.
I knew it. She was ready for bed after all.
She had her piano lessons today, so I think she was worn out from focusing so hard. You know how passionate she is about her music.
Oh, she's taking piano lessons?
Yep, not just piano, but she's taking swimming, ballet, and Japanese classes too.
Wow, someone's a busy girl. Surely she must have classes every day if she's learning that many things at once.
5 times a week.
Wow, that's almost every day. Isn't that a bit much?
Not really. All the kids here in New York are taking tons of classes. The mindset towards parenting is different here.
City life sounds tough. Things must be harder for you financially now too, right? I read an article the other day about how New York has the highest cost of living in the US.
Sure, but that's why me and Dan both work. We want to give Chloe the best education possible, and that's not just limited to school. There's so many amazing private teachers here, it'd be a shame not to make use of them.
New York and Alaska really couldn't be more different.
Right. It's a completely different world down here. I got a huge culture shock myself when we first moved. I know I shouldn't have been that surprised because I grew up seeing it all on TV all the time. But it felt like I saw something new that blew my mind every day.
Even for New York, you live in one of those more built-up areas, right? You're the king and queen of the city slickers.
I guess you really could say that. We're so used to life over here now, it'd probably feel weird if we came back home. We blend right in. Anyone would think we were born and bred New Yorkers.
Hopefully I can come and see you all soon. It's been so long. Chloe told me she wants me to come and stay with you. But it's such a long way, and I'm not as mobile as I used to be.
Right, it takes you a few hours just to get to the airport.
Yeah, I'm really in the middle of nowhere out here.
Sorry about New Year's, but I wasn't even capable of getting out of bed, let alone traveling in the state. We'll make sure we definitely make it home for the next one.
That's fine, dear. It wasn't your fault. I can't wait to see you all again. Send my love to Dan, won't you? You wouldn't think he was my own son with how little he messages me.
It's nothing personal. He's just really busy with work these days. I'll tell him you said hi.
Chloe, what's wrong? What was that message asking for help all about? Is something wrong?
Grandma, help! Dad collapsed! What do I do?
He collapsed? What happened? Hold on, I'll call you.
Don't. I can't talk right now. I'm using my phone in secret. Mom will find out if she hears me speaking.
In secret? What on earth? Why would you have to use your phone in secret?
'Cause Mom confiscates it. She said it was a punishment for my test grades being lower than last time. even though I only went down 2 points.
Wow, there's so much I want to ask you, but I don't even know where to begin. Could you start by telling me what happened with your dad again? Why did he collapse?
Collapsed because he works too much. He was overdoing it and his body couldn't keep up. If he doesn't stop, he's gonna end up seriously ill.
Is he really in such a bad shape?
I think he'll be okay if he stays in the hospital for a little while. But he'll collapse again if he doesn't start resting more when he gets out. We'll say he'll survive next time.
Isn't that a little dramatic, dear? Surely he'll be okay if you just take it easy for a while. I'm sure all he needs is some time off work to recuperate.
He can't take time off work. Because of Mom.
Because of your mom? What do you mean?
It's Mom's fault Dad has to work so much. If she didn't go out and waste all of our money, this wouldn't be happening.
Wait, what? Really? Your mom's wasteful with money? Since when?
It's like she became a different person when we got to New York. I barely recognize her anymore. Not only does she look totally different with all that bright, flashy clothes and makeup she wears now, but her personality changed too. That's not all either. She started forcing me to take all these stupid classes that I don't want to take.
Yes, your mom told me about all the classes. I did think it sounded like a bit much. You mean you don't like them?
No, I hate them. I never get any time to myself now. Every single day, as soon as I get home from school, I either have to go to class or study for one I have coming up. I don't get to hang out with any of my new friends from school. I don't even get to do things I like in my own bedroom because she forces me to study so much.
Wow, I see.
But even though I have to study all the time, all Mom does is go out and get drunk with her friends. The house is a dump because she leaves her new brand clothes and accessories lying around all over the place. She hardly ever cooks, and she does nothing around the house.
So, how are you eating? If she doesn't cook for you and your dad's always at work, how do you eat?
I get things from the store or order takeout. I can't take it anymore, Grandma. My life here is horrible. I want to come home to Alaska. I hate my mom.
Wow, but Chloe, I haven't had any messages from your mother about your dad collapsing. What on earth is going on there? This is all so strange, forgive me. It's not that I don't believe you, it's just a lot to take in all at once is all.
That's probably because she's avoiding you.
Huh? Why would she do that?
I don't think she likes you, Grandma. She always makes fun of you for being a country bumpkin. Not only that, but she says all these mean things about Alaska as being backwards and never shuts up about how much better New Yorkers are than everyone else. It makes no sense. She was born in Alaska and she lived there her whole life until last year. She said she moved up in the world and doesn't want to associate with country bumpkins anymore.
Goodness me, I see. Sweetie, about your dad collapsing. Has he really been working that much?
Yeah, he has. Mom's always out spending his money. So if he didn't work more, we wouldn't be able to pay the bills. He works his normal job in the day and works part-time on nights at a warehouse where he gets off.
He works day and night?
I don't even know if he sleeps anymore. I barely recognize him. He looks like a skeleton now. But even though it's obvious he's sick, Mom won't stop with her out-of-control spending.
I see. I think I've got a good idea what's going on here. Thank you for telling me, Chloe. I'm very proud of you.
Grandma, will you come help me, please?
Of course I will, dear. I could hardly hang my beloved granddaughter and son out to dry now, could I? Daffy, you are to divorce my son at once.
Huh? What are you talking about? That's the last message I was expecting to get today.
I can't let him stay with you for a moment longer. He's lost so much weight since moving to New York with you that I barely recognize him. You're subjecting him to a life of stress and misery, and it's not going to continue.
Cordelia, please. I have, no idea what you're talking about. Would you mind explaining?
Daffy, you can drop the act now. I'm here in New York. I know exactly what kind of life you've been living since you moved here. You don't have any money left, do you?
Huh? Why would you be in New York?
I came because Chloe sent me an SOS.
No way, she can't have. That's impossible.
How can you be so sure? Could it be because you confiscated her phone?
Wait, how do you know about that?
Because she found where you stashed it and messaged me in secret. I got on the first flight available this morning, and now I'm by my son's bedside at the hospital. He told me everything.
But still, why would you be talking about divorce?
Because you've been living well above your means since arriving in New York, haven't you, dear? You waste my son's money on branded clothing and bags and perfumes. You take your trendy new friends out to fancy restaurants and treat them to whatever they want. I can only assume to try and make them think you're rich. You spend entire days at the beauty salon. I could go on, but the worst thing is that you do it all on Dan's money.
I only go out to fancy restaurants because my friends invite me.
And they force you to loot the entire bill too, do they? Please, Daffy, be real with me. Your lifestyle and spending habits have gotten so out of control that my son collapsed trying to fund it all. It saddens me that he's lying here in the hospital bed and you still seem incapable of telling the truth. I heard all about how strict you've been with Chloe too. Forcing her to go to all those classes she has no interest in and leaving her with no time to herself. What on earth has gotten into you? Do you really think it's acceptable to treat your family like this? They're both suffering while you're out pretending to be some kind of celebrity.
No, you're wrong. The only reason I've been hard on Chloe lately is because she needs to learn some discipline.
This goes beyond discipline. You're subjecting your own family to a life of misery just to satisfy your own overinflated ego. It's like you turned into a different person as soon as you got to New York. Has the big city corrupted you?
I'm doing my best to fit into city life. That's all. Sometimes you have to make sacrifices for the greater good. Do you have any idea how different the culture is here? If we didn't make an effort to blend in, we'd stick out like sore thumbs. Me and Dan wouldn't make any friends and Chloe would get bullied at school. Stop trying to paint me as some sort of villain. I'm just living like my new friends do.
Your friends have a lot more money than you, Daffy. You can't afford that kind of lifestyle on your salaries. Especially if you're not working anymore. Putting your husband in hospital to keep up this ridiculous facade is going to leave the both of you left with nothing. Stop trying to make your new friends think you're something you're not and face reality.
Shut up, you dumb country bumpkin. You know how things are here. You wouldn't know the first thing about what life in New York is like. How could you? You lived in the middle of nowhere your whole life. Have you ever been to a city? Us city folks have our own way of living.
You can stay here and enjoy your glamorous new life on your own. Dan says he's taking Chloe and going back to Alaska.
What? Why would he want to live in the middle of nowhere? But
because they're sick and tired and they want to go home. They're both at breaking point and something's got to give.
But of course they're gonna find it stressful. We've only been here a year. These are just growing pains. That's all. If they can just tough it out a bit longer, they'll be used to it before they know it.
And before long, they'll love New York so much they'll wonder what they were even fretting over. It's not New York that they're sick and tired of, it's you. Chloe is so disappointed in you.
No, that's crazy talk. There's no way my own husband and daughter will want to move away from me. We're a family. We built a happy life of ourselves here. Who in their right minds would want to throw all that away to live in some snowy wasteland?
That might be how things seem to you, but they're in the delusion fantasy land you've built in your head. But Dan and Chloe live in the real world, and things aren't so rosy down here. My poor son broke down in tears and told me everything. He said he couldn't take living with you anymore. I've never seen him like that before, you know. You really did a number on him. He must have been at his physical and emotional limit. He's dead set on taking Chloe back to Alaska.
Oh God. Oh my God, this can't be happening. Why?
Because you're out of control and you don't listen to a word he says. How many times has he told you to rein on your spending? How many times has he told you you can't afford the lifestyle you're living? But it's always in one ear and straight out of the other. God forbid he should dare to question your authority. Because the moment he does, you turn into a hysterical, shrieking lunatic and yell at him so loud you get complaints from the neighbors. Even ignoring the financial problems, he said being with you alone is enough to give him a nervous breakdown.
You're making all this up, aren't you?
I wish I was, dear, but I think you'll know soon enough that it's all true. You'll be signing the divorce paper when Dan gets out of the hospital.
No, you can't take my family back to the middle of nowhere. They'll never be happy up there.
You were born and raised in the countryside yourself, Daphne, or did you forget? If you're so enamored with your new life in the city, then please, by all means, stay here forever.
But I haven't done anything wrong. Why do I feel like you're all ganging up on me? It's like I'm being punished. All I did was try to fit in with city life.
Fit in? No. You were trying to make people think you were something you were not by living a life far beyond your means. Wherever you live, city or otherwise. It's important to leave a lifestyle you can actually sustain without destroying your family and going bankrupt.
Ark, you just don't get it. You're just a dumb, ignorant, uneducated country bumpkin with no idea about the world or how it works. It's Chloe! Stop being mean to Grandma. I'm going home to Alaska with Dad. I hate you, Mom. You're on your own now, so you can do whatever you want. Me and Dad are done with you, so leave us alone. Goodbye.
You heard her. She said you're no longer her mother and she never wants to see you again.
All I did was try my best to fit in New York. Why are you all abandoning me?
No one needed you to do that. You were fine as you were. If any of your new friends would have thought badly of you being from Alaska, they were never your friends to be in the first place. You are living a lie to try and please a bunch of strangers while making your own family suffer. Is it really so hard to believe Dan and Chloe feel that they have no choice but to break things off with you after what you put them through? Sure, you can make yourself sparkle by dressing up in fancy clothes and branded accessories, but what's the point if you're rotten on the inside? My son took Chloe back to Alaska, and his divorce with Daphne was finalized long not after. The two of them moved in with me, where they're currently living while recovering from the shock of what his ex-wife put them through. They're both back to their old, bright, cheerful selves now. It just goes to show the power of removing toxic people from your life. Both Dan and Chloe said that they're glad they came home, and I couldn't agree more. Daphne, on the other hand, is so stubborn that she resolved to stay in New York on her own despite not being able to afford it, but predictably unable to keep up with the extremely high rent and whooping utility bills. She had no choice but to move back to her parents' place here in Alaska. I wonder if that gave her the wake-up call she needed. I have a feeling it might have, because after she came back, my friend who lives in her parents' neighborhood told me she looked just like the plain, homely Daphne she used to know when she saw her out grocery shopping. Even still, she'll never get her family back. There are some things that can never be forgiven or forgotten. For better or worse, our environments change us. There's nothing wrong with change in and of itself. But there's no guarantee that the people in our lives will react to change in the same way we do. And in extreme cases, we have to make the difficult decision to go our separate ways.